Good morning and happy blessed Friday. I was watching the news the other day and there's so much going on. I mean, so much going on. And I feel like what's looming and what's being broadcasted is a lot of fear, helplessness, hopelessness. But something really stood out to me. There was a clip about an elder facility that was being shut down, and people were asked to come pick up their loved ones and quarantine them at home. And what the response was that either people didn't know how to take care of their loved one, um, or they had someone exposed and didn't want to put them at risk. And what came up in my spirit was how sad that is or was. One, that we put our elders in facilities. And then two, that we don't know how to take care of them. And it made me think about my grandmother and the ways in which we were all raised, and that was to take care of family. And she never went into a home. And what happened was, from her children, what they did was they rotated and they took care of her. And I'm not going to crap on people who don't have those resources or that family to help them. I'm just sharing my perspective about where my priority lies, and how I was raised. And so God being my foundation, and then family being a big part of that, and a family that prayed a lot together. And we were totally raised on respecting our elders. And so being that our example, or my example, was watching my aunts, my mom, my uncles care for their mother in the ways that they did before she passed, is just a value that I hold. And I don't know if those people were being honest about the response to being asked to take in the elder. I will say, though, that it made me sad. And I think in these times is there's a lot going on, but it's a time to re-examine your relationships. A time to re-examine your relationships with God, a time to re-examine your relationships with yourself, and definitely a time to re-examine your relationships with your family and your friends. In the quiet of the stillness of the top of the morning to the middle of the day to the well off into the evenings, I think that we are being required to re-examine our relationships. I think that if and when things get back on track, there's no way that we could ever go back to being the same, and having the same relationships. And so, who do you value? And how do you express that value? Do you take care of your loved ones? Or do you let this system that is clearly failing so many people be the boss of how you move forward? So again, I think it is a time in stillness, and they call it quarantine, but stillness, a time to re-examine your relationships, a time to get back to your elders and really take care of them, because had it not been for them, you wouldn't be here. Thank you for listening. I love you. Happy blessed Friday.